Hi everybody, this is Nikki and I'm here to do a video that is personal experience, personal recollection, thoughts, demonstration, but no medical advice whatsoever. I am making this because it's long overdue. I did a video a long time ago, maybe a year and a half ago, about restarting G6 sensors, and at that time, maybe I was 8.3, 8.1 something. I can't even remember what the transmitter ID started with. But they were the old ones that required a no code start and then a using the code start and all of that. And that process hasn't been used for transmitter IDs at least since 8G and maybe before. I can't remember exactly when it started, but I know it's been 8G, 8H, 8J, 8L, and 8N. And there might be others in there that belong in with this group as well. So I can't demonstrate it because I did my restart yesterday, but I can walk you through the steps, and give you a couple tips. My mom's calling me, so I'm gonna see what she wants. She wants to tell me my blood sugar's going down. So I will do that in a second because I've got witnesses. But anyway, okay. All right, so I'm gonna beat my blood sugar drop. Here we go. The 8H, that's the one I'm wearing, and yesterday these are the steps I followed and everything was good. First of all, I started off by ending my sensor on my phone, on my Dexcom phone app, but you can also end your sensor either on your reader or whatever it's called, or your pump. Okay, after ending the sensor, I removed the transmitter but not the sensor, and that is, and this is where my sensor is. I removed my transmitter but left the sensor in my leg. I popped it out. This I would like to talk about for 1 second because popping the transmitter out is kind of a skill. It's not necessarily easy, and it's not guaranteed that you can do it. So finding either a person who can help you do it or a place that's easy to do it, like a body part that's easy to do it from, is kind of a big deal. I will say that the reason it's in my leg is because I do love the back of my arm. It's got the best signal, it's got the best accuracy, it's a fantastic spot. And I have all kinds of potential when it comes to extending my sensors on my arm, but trying to pop out a transmitter one-handed is hard, and it sets me up for injury. I don't need that right now. So I've had to find another part of my body that is firm enough to be able to get a transmitter out of. And hopefully a body part that I have good signal with. So my abdomen, which is no longer firm, and it's no longer a good body part to pop out the transmitter anyway, but also very disappointing. It's not even a good place for sensor signal anymore. I'm lucky to kind of get a full 9, maybe 10 days if I restart it. The signal is so spotty, it's not even worth it. So that's not a spot. So I'm looking for some new landscape, whatever people say, property, whatever it is, where I can have firm body part and good signal. And I'm trying my calf, my leg, my inner leg. And so far so good. So yesterday, in order to pop it out, I am following some advice from people in my group, and they recommended going to a show and picking up a guitarist and getting a good guitar pick from him. But I ordered mine off of Amazon for $3.79, and it's a multi-pack with varied thicknesses. So the 2 thinnest ones, I put them in, and I popped out my transmitter, and that's where we left off in the process. So I ended my sensor, I popped out my transmitter, I took it out of the cradle I set my timer for 20 minutes. I do think even 10 minutes is probably fine, but I'm a little nuts, so I like to do it for 20. And I just left it out for 20 minutes. 10 to 15 minutes might be fine. If I've read somewhere else that if it doesn't restart with 20 minutes, that some people say they actually need to restart it with 30 minutes. I haven't had that happen. But if you get a failed restart, you can always just try to restart it again. So and a lot of times it takes me 1, 2, 3 times before I get the restart. I'm doing too much talking. Okay. So I have ended the sensor. I have removed the transmitter. I have set my timer for 20 minutes. When the timer goes off, I go ahead and put my transmitter back into the cradle. I go to my Dexcom G6 app. That's where I start my sensors from. And I go ahead and I start new sensor, and then I follow the prompts all the way through. If you have kept record of your sensor's code, and I always recommend doing that, and I do that by just snapping you taking a phone pic of it, when I put the sensor in of the code. So if you have kept track, then you just go ahead and use code, and you put your code in there. If you have not kept track, it's still possible to do a restart. All you need to do is you need to go ahead and hit no code. And what you can expect is that after the 2-hour warm-up, there will be a double calibration requirement, and that one is truly required. So once the 2-hour warm-up is done, you have to put in back-to-back calibration, and then there's going to be 2 calibrations daily that Dexcom will suggest. And the reason I say that is because this is not like Medtronic, and it's not like Eversense Senseonics. They are not required in that if you fail to do the calibration, you will not lose your sensor value. So this is important for people who are using Control-IQ and Basal-IQ, because you can continue to run your pump even if you never calibrate, and you can do it with really good, reliable numbers and everything else. And I've tested this out, and the only catch is that you have to kind of put up with the prompts. So for mine, they're visual alerts. So I put up with the visual alerts. I turned all my volume down. So I just had to get used to seeing the message on there, please calibrate. But I did not calibrate for 10 days straight just to see what would happen. And I continued to use Control-IQ, and my thing was accurate, and it was and it worked really well. So you can do it without a code. Just keep in mind that there's going to be prompts for calibration, and you do need to calibrate twice when the warm-up is done. Other things I wanted to say, I think I said it all. I don't know what I said anymore, so I guess I'll go back and see what I said. I don't know. I think that was it. So thanks for watching, and see you later.